Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé, let's watch. As I always say, everything I'm saying is completely speculative based on very little information that the show is providing us. Let's watch.
Taking up so much space, and if this is all open here, it can be family/dining.
Yeah.
So that's an idea.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of ideas as we're like standing in
like
here.
it.
What was the listing price?
I purchased it for $160,
Okay, so then what do you think you can sell it for?
but worth about $270, $280.
My goodness, 160. Seattle, there is not a single house that you could buy for $160,000. I know it's not the sort of reaction. $160,000 for a home. That is really depressing because at Seattle, it is not that way.
This is already like starting to be painful, like because like sister comes in, she's like,
you know
oh,
they
did you
are.
all set up by yourself, or like did you help? Like, do I look up men that doesn't help?
You can't let people get under your skin like that. Because guess what? The whole party's ruined for you. The whole
I don't
party's
want to
ruined.
get my party ruined. I'm doing this
They
for
want to
my
make a
daughter.
stupid comment, that's their problem.
The dad, Chuck, has a point that they're, this is, I don't know, a while into the party, and one of the sisters said, oh, look at that table, and takes a shot at Andrei by saying, well, you certainly didn't set that up. And Andrei's like, what are you saying? Like, I can't make a table look nice, and doesn't look like you did. And, that's a cheap shot and a hurtful thing to say and completely unnecessary. Why would you say such a thing? But then for Andrei, he really focuses on it. And this is the ongoing problem in this family, is that there's no outlet for the conflict. The sisters will continue to do that. Andrei will continue to take it personally and will focus on it, and it will escalate and just get worse.
Are you supposed to cut it yet?
Yeah.
Is he supposed to cut the cake for me?
Babe, no. What are you doing? Hello?
You were supposed to sing
You
to
have
her
to sing
first.
to her.
What?
What do you mean, what?
You're not supposed to cut it yet. You have to sing happy birthday to your daughter. What are you doing?
Why are you controlling the Jenny?
Andrei, that's common sense. You have to sing to your daughter before you...
It's common sense. Maybe in his country they don't do it that way. It's common. Normally I wouldn't comment on that comment, but there's been so many comments from this family that indicate that they have no idea that there are other cultures around the world. So, and maybe that isn't what Jen is saying in this moment, but and let me know in the comments. In your country, or even from where Andrei is from, what's the custom around cake? Because, in the United States, you definitely do not cut the cake until you have the candles and you sing happy birthday and they blow out the candles and then you cut the cake. But I'm just going to take a guess and say that other cultures around the world don't do it that way, maybe even Andrei's culture, so let him off the hook a little bit.
Oh, man. She's going to light the cake right here. Let's sing happy
Libby,
birthday.
do you want him to cut that?
No, I don't want you to cut any cake yet. I don't know what the hell the deal is with the damn birthday cake, but Andrei wants to cut that cake and to serve it so badly. And I'm like, just stop with the birthday cake. Like, just stop. Leave it alone.
So if I were Libby, I'd be like, okay, he's cutting the cake. Let it go. I mean, it is weird. Is he drunk? What's going on? Does he not understand the way he was being barked? I mean, there's a way of saying it to, obviously Jen should stay out of it and Libby could go over, honey, actually, maybe in your country you do it differently, but here we do it in these steps. Sorry about that. I'm really sorry. There's a way of communicating in a way that's nice, and is Andrei digging his heels in because it feels like he's being, talked to in a bad way? That's not a good look, by the way, of like, you can't tell me I can't cut this cake. I'm going to cut this cake and you can't stop me.
Come on, the babies are waiting.
Ready, Bill?
What a dominant bull this.
Light your daughter's birthday
Ellie's
cake,
birthday.
dude.
All right.
Uncool. Andrei, let it go. What are you doing? Why are you decompensating this moment? And then, of course, Jen chimes in. It's common sense. Literally common sense from around the world that this is the way you do it. But anyway, so Andrei is, okay, he feels hurt. That's fine. He can feel hurt. Like, hey, I don't like the way I'm being talked to right now. How do you communicate about that? And all the swear words, all the anger, and all the dysfunction.
She knows how to do it.
Baby.
Okay, Andrei, now you can cut the cake. Do the honors. Dude, and you're cutting them too big. They're babies. They're not
Take
going to
your
eat that
hands
big
off.
cake.
What are you doing?
Give me that knife. Need to
Get your
cut it.
hands
They will fight about anything. They will fight about anything. And with a knife in his hand. Jen, it's his house. It's his daughter. Why are you getting involved? What is your problem? There are 12 people at the party. He's cutting enough pieces for everyone to have. And not only are you going to criticize, but you're going to get in there and try to grab the knife from him. What is going on? These people will create a fight out of anything.
I'm cutting my cake. Take your
Lying
cake.
and
Take your
on. I don't want the cake. Shove it up your ass.
Nobody yells
Don't
about cake like that.
Libby. You know what it's
Cake
about.
should make you
just
happy,
told
not
us
make
the
you
other
sad.
day that Dad and Andrei have finalized their deal together. You just told us that.
He's trying to cut his daughter's
Dad,
cake.
stop.
Right. Chuck, I never thought this would happen, but the most healthy person in this entire season in this family is Chuck. Maybe some of the kids, I don't know. He's trying to cut his daughter's cake. Why are you criticizing it? And then, of course, the displacement issue comes up of, well, it's because, the two of you are trying to edge out. Now, I didn't show this clip, but earlier they did talk more directly about why they're concerned about Andrei getting business from the family business, is that they said he's taking money away from us. Okay. If that's the issue, then talk with Chuck and say, hey, Father, we are concerned of your effort and time and money going into Andrei, that it's going to actually impact us negatively, and we're not going to be able to pay our bills because of this. Can we talk about that? Totally fine. Have the conversation. Not, though, in the way you've done it this season.
Stop, because he currently has you wrapped around his finger.
What?
So stop.
Wait a minute. Are you right there being
100%.
buddy with him?
My kids are gonna hear it.
What did you expect? We know that you guys are in cahoots, and he is coming into the family business and trying to push us out. Now,
Okay, it's a very, very tired scene and a very, very tired reaction from me, honestly. I'm just so bored of this. But again, the interpretation that he is manipulative. Andrei has you wrapped around his finger. He is trying to destroy us by what? Asking his father-in-law for some help with a job? That's it? Like it's the end of the world?
there's definitely a rift in the family now.
There's been a rift in the family.
And unfortunately, my
gonna see
dad
it,
is
though.
just so far up his ass, he cannot see it. He can't even hear it.
You're calling me to be in cahoots with my daughter and my son-in-law. That's not cahoots.
I just see him taking money out of my pocket. And
Yikes. Right. So the dad is, cahoots. I'm in cahoots with my daughter and son-in-law. Like, by that definition, I'm in cahoots with you too. What's the difference here?
when it's coming out of my pocket, I will go in. And I'm not going to stop until I get what I want. I don't like when people mess with my money. And he's messing with my
Finger at us like you're better than us.
I want to hear what they have to say.
I already told you. What do you have to say?
I have to say,
Something I haven't said yet is that there seems to be a theme among all the children that we've seen of entitlement. And when you raise kids in a certain way, they can exhibit that. Now, some people will say, well, if you raise them and you spoil them, that can engender an entitlement feeling, an over-entitled feeling in the child. And that can. But you can also create entitlement in other ways as well. You can create entitlement by taking things away emotionally or physically from children, and then they feel entitled to more. They're in a constant feeling like they've been ripped off and they need more things. And so there just seems to be something going on. I don't have any data other than the fact that there was a divorce early on, but that doesn't really tell us anything. So I just wonder what kind of trauma or the way that these kids were treated in a way that gave them this idea that they're entitled to, because it's a very myopic point of view of what is happening right now is causing me to lose money, and therefore it shouldn't happen. When I don't think anyone would agree with that. I don't think anyone would agree with the notion of just because your business or your money might be impacted, that doesn't justify all the things that you're doing and saying. But somehow I think they think that, which is wrong-headed for sure.
one of the houses that we're flipping, and they think it's going to be the whole entire company. That's not the case. I'm here to help my daughter and my son-in-law, and that's it.
You're all getting a share of his.
Found a property for me and gave it to me.
No, you look at me now.
Once again, I just think, Andrei, if you say nothing, you win. If you do nothing, you win. Because the way they're talking, no one is on their side. Chuck is not on their side. And you're not involved. Just stay out of it. I get that you feel threatened. I get you don't like them. I get that they've been taking cheap shots at you this whole time. I get that. But if you just walk away, go to the bathroom, take a walk around the block, or just sit in the corner, have a drink, don't do anything. Instead, he's getting physically in their face. Not a good idea.
Get out of my face.
I speak of him. Why are you sitting here? My birthday party.
Because I will never allow someone to talk
Why
to
are
me
you
like
sitting my
that.
birthday?
Wow, but didn't expect that. So now Jen is being physically assaultive with Andrei. Hopefully Andrei backs off and realizes this is not a good road to go down. And we have another entitled individual smashing cake in someone's face. Now, it's very different. Andrei is no Michael, but this show seems to have a cake in the face theme. Very problematic. Now, up until this point, I'm like, from this point forward, if they spend any time with each other, if Jen or Rebecca is in the same room with Andrei, there's something wrong with the decision-making in this family.
Leave my house. Leave my birthday house. Jen straight away threw the cake into my face, and it's disgusting move. And this is the last straw. Jen and Rebecca are acting like.
And then there's this children. Is that Rebecca's child? Is that Jen's child observing this behavior? Yikes! And their child, Andrei and Libby's child, is getting old enough to definitely observe at least the vibe that's happening right now. Uncool, ungood, not good.
At this moment of time, and I don't want Elizabeth's siblings dragging me in a very petty drama thing.
We're out of here, Libby. Bye.
Off. Bye.
We will not stay here and be treated like that. Absolutely not.
Get the out of my house.
Babe.
All right. Well, if you haven't become a patron of the podcast yet, you can do so now by going to patreon.com. There should be a link below. And if you already are a patron, if you can switch to annual, that would be super cool because that helps us plan for the future. And you get a discount. All right. Well, everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.